lectures, we discuss certain properties of the definition of topology. So, first of all, we have, if X is the given set, then we have power set of X, and tau is a subset of power set of X. Then tau is called topology on X if it satisfies these three properties. That is the definition of topology. And then we discuss trivial topology. So on any set X, we can define a topology trivially by considering two elements phi and X. So that is one example of topology. The same way, another trivial example is tau is the full set, power set of X. So that again forms a topology which is called discrete topology. So all topology are basic on X are basically in between these two topologies, and over the set of real numbers we can define the standard topology. And in the last lecture we defined one non-trivial example of topology on a given set X. So that is known as cofinite topology, or it is known as finite complement topology. So basically we will take complement of a set, and that set is finite if its complement is either a finite set or that set belongs to tau, u belongs to tau if either u complement is a finite set or it is full set X. So this forms the topology on any set X, whatever we are considering, whether X is finite or infinite. If X is finite, then this coincides with the discrete topology. And we discuss some of the open sets, that means the elements of tau, in some of the examples. Okay, so let me start today with by revising, by relooking the example of standard topology. So first of all, we need to understand several examples of topology. Once we will understand the several examples of topology, then we will be able to derive several results by that understanding. So now I am discussing several examples, but after some of the lectures I will start theory. So that theory depends on understanding of these examples. So therefore I am giving enough time on these examples. So you also go through it again and again in case you have any doubts. So this example is known as standard topology. So if I have the set X, so let X be set, and X, XBS, sorry. So in this example, we will consider X to be R. So for this set R, we want to define the topology. So the standard topology is defined as tau such that U is a subset of R, where for every X in U there exists epsilon greater than 0 such that the interval x minus epsilon to x plus epsilon is a subset of U. So in this example we are considering X to be R, and we are considering tau to be the set U which is a subset of R, such that for every X in U there exists a epsilon such that x minus epsilon to x plus epsilon, this interval is a subset of U. So this is basically the definition of open set on the real line. Alright, so basically every x belongs to U is an interior point, because around that point we can find the interval which is contained in this set U. So let us verify whether this tau defines a topology on R. So for that we need to check three axioms of the topology. So let us verify the first axiom. So what is the first axiom? First axiom is that the null set and the full set should be the elements of tau. So clearly null set belongs to tau. So can someone say why this is true? Phi belongs to this topology. Why phi belongs to tau?
Because sir it has no element which will means जो इस कंडीशन को सेटिस्फाई नहीं कर रहा होगा, ऐसा कोई एलिमेंट नहीं है उसके पास,
Yes,
मतलब
so
तो बाय
this
डिफॉल्ट मतलब वो हो जाएगा.
exactly by default, because we need to check this condition for every element x in the set. But since there is no element in the null set, this set satisfies this property by default. So you are right. So therefore clearly null set is element of the tau. On the other side, or on the other hand, so let u is equal to x, that means u is equal to r. So we need to check that this set belongs to tau, the whole real line. So for that what we need to check? We need to check when you take u is equal to r, we need to check that there exists for every x in r, there should be some epsilon such that depending on x, such that I can always find interval which is contained in the real line. So if you observe, this is very easy. You can take any epsilon in fact. So in particular we can choose epsilon to be 1. So if I take epsilon to be 1, then if I take any element of u, so for every x belongs to u, what is u? U is r in this case. So since I am taking epsilon is equal to 1 and consider x minus 1, x plus 1 interval, then it is always subset of r, subset of u, which is r. So that means every point x in the real line is the interior point of the real line. So this is the meaning of that. So therefore what we have proved is that u is equal to r belongs to tau. That means it satisfies this property for some epsilon. So in this case we chose epsilon is equal to 1. So in general this epsilon depends on x, what point we are choosing, because we are taking the neighborhood around that point. But since we are taking a real line, we are checking a real line is the open set in the usual sense. That means we can take the same epsilon that works for every x. So we have verified that phi belongs to tau and x belongs to tau, because x equal to r in this case. Now second property. So the second property is that tau should be closed under the intersection, finite intersection. So let us choose n different elements of tau. So u1 u2 un belongs to tau means for u1 u2 un, if I take any element of those sets, then I can find corresponding epsilon, so that this interval is containing that particular ui. So for every ui I can find one epsilon. So that is the by the definition of tau. What we want to show, we want to show here the finite intersection belongs to tau. So now our goal is that the finite intersection is element of tau. And if I want to show any set is in tau, that means I have to verify this property for that set. So I will start with some element in the intersection, and then we'll find some interval around that which is contained in this set. So let x belongs to this finite intersection of ui. So that means what? That means x is element of each ui for every I is equal to 1 to up to n. And since each ui is element of tau, for every I there exists epsilon I. So did I mention epsilon positive? Yes, epsilon is positive. So that x minus epsilon I to x plus epsilon I, this interval is a subset of ui for every I. So now what I need is I need to find a common interval around x which is contained in the intersection. Here what I got is for every I am getting an interval which is subset of ui. But now I want a common interval which is contained in the intersection. So what I shall do, I can take the smallest epsilon that I can call epsilon. So choose epsilon to be smallest number of epsilon 1, epsilon 2, epsilon n. So this n epsilon whatever I got for each ui, u1, u2, un, I will take the smallest positive number out of them. So if I take these, then what I will get is, then if I take x minus epsilon to x plus epsilon, then this will be the subset of x minus epsilon I to x plus epsilon I, and which is subset of ui for every I belongs to 1 to up to n. So now you can see that this epsilon does not depend on I, because we have taken minimum of epsilon 1, epsilon 2, epsilon n. So it is a fix now. It does not depend on epsilon 1, epsilon 2, epsilon n. So therefore we got, what we proved is for every x in the intersection ui, there exists epsilon greater than 0, so that x minus epsilon to x plus epsilon is a subset of intersection ui. So basically this the intersection satisfies the property of the element of tau. So therefore the intersection I is equal to 1 to n ui belongs to tau. So this is the second property, and a similar way we can prove the third property. The third property is the closeness under the arbitrary union. So let ui be a collection of sets ui is in tau for every element I in the index set. I is any arbitrary set. For every element small I of capital I, we have a element ui in tau. So what we need to show is that union of these sets is also element of tau. So let us try to prove this. So if I take any, what I need to show that if I take any element x in this union, then I can always find the interval around that which is contained in this union. So again I will use ui belongs to tau, so that we will use again to prove this. So let x is any arbitrary element of ui. So by the definition of union, if you recall from the first lecture, this means x belongs to ui for some element I belongs to I. And then we know that since ui is an element of tau, it satisfies that epsilon property. So and x belongs to ui, so there exists epsilon greater than 0 such that x minus epsilon to x plus epsilon is a subset of ui, right? So what we proved is that there exists epsilon such that this is contained in ui, and then we know that ui is a subset of union ui I belongs to I, right? So therefore what we got, for every element x in union of ui, there exists epsilon such that this interval is subset of this set. So therefore this set union which satisfies the property of tau, so it belongs to tau. So these things we already know from the real analysis. The way we have defined is the notion of interior point, and what we are verifying is basically the open sets. If you take in real line, then arbitrary union of open set is open and finite intersection of open set is open. So therefore we verified all the three axioms of topology, and hence tau is a topology on the set x equal to R. So this topology on R is known as standard topology on R. So any doubt in this example?
No, sir.
Okay, so if you have no doubt, then let me ask a similar question. So what should be the definition of standard topology on R2? So can anyone suggest what will be the definition for standard topology on R2, two dimensions, real line?
क्रॉस प्रोडक्ट दो टपल्स का क्रॉस प्रोडक्ट.
Yeah, tuple R2 we understand it is a tuple of real numbers, but how we
चलिए
define open set?
x1 प्लस मीन्स एप्सिलॉन जो प्लस माइनस था वो वाला के साथ और एक एलिमेंट लेके क्रॉस प्रोडक्ट कर देने से.
You are saying is the idea is correct, but I need precise definition of open set in R2. So what is the definition of open set or interior point in R2? How we show that? So if you recall that from analysis,
Sir, in R2 that open that we say that in neighbor we define a neighborhood that is a open disk and that should contain in that set. Then the set is open. If for all elements that is interior point of that set, then we say that set is open. So in that case, the neighborhood which we will define will be an open disk.
right? So he has given kind of complete answer. So in R2 we define it in terms of the open disk. So what is open disk? So if you see this, then what is this? This is basically the neighborhood center at point X and radius epsilon in one dimension. Right? So if you take two dimension, it should be the neighborhood around the point X comma Y with epsilon radius. In two dimension it is a disk. So it is the interior of the circle. And the same way, if you define in three dimension, it is the interior of the sphere, inside sphere. So all these things are defined in terms of neighborhood. So whenever we discuss limit definition, we consider neighborhoods. So we say that the point a comma b, instead of this x, we take the point a comma b, so that there exists some epsilon. So sorry, here it is xy point. So xy belongs to u, then there exists epsilon greater than 0, so that this is a subset of u. So this is basically the definition of open set in R2. So let me try to write down that. I will give it as a exercise to check that is a topology. So let x is equal to R2. We define tau to be the subset of R2, so that for all x comma y belongs to u, there exists epsilon greater than 0, so that neighborhood of xy epsilon is contained in u. Now how we define such a neighborhood? So if you recall the definition of neighborhood, this is nothing but AB such that distance of AB with xy is less than epsilon. So basically this is a two-dimensional distance. So this modulus is square root of x minus a square plus y minus b square, and that is less than epsilon. That is this condition. The same way you can extend this notion. So this is basically the topology which the tau which we are defining for the standard topology on R2. And the question is that verify that this family tau defines a topology on R2. So the proof is very similar to this real line case. Almost the steps are same, and the idea is also same in each of the step. Okay, so this is regarding this example. Now I gave one exercise in the last lecture, so let me discuss one example in that regard. So let me go to that statement. So if X is this three element set A, B and C, so is this tau1 and tau2 or topology? So anyone has tried this question? Whether this is a topology or not? Hello?
The first one is topology. The second one is not because union is not there.
Union of which two sets is not there? So can you
A, 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 A and BC.
A and
Oh,
BC what
they are there. They
it
are
it
there.
is there, right? So these two
Everything is
are
both of them are topology.
both of them are topology. So how do we usually check these properties? So if you remember the group theory, we make the table for every operation. So the same way you can make a table for union, you can make the table for intersection. So there are four elements, means there will be 4 cross 4 entries in that table, and we check the property of union and intersection is closed or not. So that we can check for the finite sets. For infinite set we need to check several things, but for finite set, if X is finite, then we have to check only these two things. So I hope you all are able to observe that these two are the topology on the three element set ABC. So first question is easy and we can do that. Second question is we need to find the smallest topology on X containing tau1 and tau2. So can you give some idea, if I have two topologies tau1 and tau2 on a given set X, can we always find the topology which is contained in tau1 and tau2? Let me ask this question. Let me write down this question. So let X be any set, and I have let tau1 and tau2 be two topologies on X. So can I find a topology tau such that tau contains tau1 and tau contains tau2?
By taking union of both.
Actually, I need a topo. See, you have two sets. I need a set which is subset of both the sets.
Union will be the largest one.
Yeah, union will be the largest one. So that will contain tau 1 and tau 2 if I take tau 1 union tau 2. But I need a tau such that tau is a subset of tau 1 and tau is a subset of tau 2. So what should I do?
Intersection.
Intersection, right? So one thing is that. Another thing is, what are the examples of topology we know? If I have a given set X, what are the standard examples which we discussed so far? On any set X, we can define the topology.
Trivial topology.
Trivial topology.
One. And
Another is
discrete topology.
discrete topology. Right.
Discrete.
Right. Discrete topology and
Uh,
Standard.
other was
standard we define only for Rn.
covariant. Something was
So
there.
it is called cofinite topology. So that is complement of the finite set. The sets U such that its complement is finite set. So that is known as complement finite topology or finite complement topology. So these three are the standard. Now you tell me what tau I will take such that tau will be subset of tau 1 as well as tau will be subset of tau 2. So for tau you have three choices. Either tau is a discrete, trivial or cofinite.
Trivial. Smallest.
Trivial, yeah. So can we take trivial, right? So answer is that. So one answer is that one choice for tau is phi and x. That means it is a trivial topology. So trivial topology is a topology which is contained in all the topology. In other words, you take tau 1, tau 2, tau 3, whatever. It is contained in every topology. The same way, discrete topology contains all the topology. So tau 1 is a subset of power set of x, tau 2 is also subset of power set of x. That means tau 1, tau 2 are both subset of the discrete topology, power set of x. Tau is equal to power set of x. So that means I have at least one choice for this question. Now question is that whether this is a best choice. So it is like a least upper bound. So we have one element which is upper bound, but whether it is least, the same way I have greatest lower bound, then how to find it? So let us see this question now. So I have given the exercise in which two topologies are given. Tau 1 is phi x a and ab, and the second topology is phi x a and bc. So question is find tau such that tau contains tau 1 and tau contains tau 2. So I'm finding kind of upper bound, and tau is smallest such topology. So it is kind of least upper bound. So now since tau contains tau 1 and tau contains tau 2, I think one of the student was suggesting that we can take union. So that means basically the point is that tau contains tau 1, tau contains tau 2. That means tau contains tau 1 union tau 2. So that means tau will contains at least the elements of the union. So since tau contains tau 1 and tau contains tau 2, tau will anyway contain tau 1 union tau 2, right? And so let us start with the elements of tau 1 union tau 2. What is tau 1 union tau 2? So the elements are phi x singleton A, singleton AB, and singleton BC. So I want to find smallest tau which is making the topology, and it contains tau 1 union tau 2. So if you remember, we find this way the vector space also. If I have two vector spaces, I can find the smallest vector space which contains v1 and v2, and it is smallest such vector space. So the similar idea we will apply here, but here the set elements are finitely many, so we can use the group table kind of thing. So if I check with whether these sets are closed under intersection, so let us make the intersection table. So that will be phi a ab and bc and x. So this many elements are there. Okay, so what is the intersection of phi with any set? That is phi, right? All these are phi, same way these are phi, because we are taking intersection with phi. Now intersection of a with all these elements will be a, this will be phi, this will be a. So just verify if I am doing any mistake, you can tell me. So this table I have made, which is representing the intersection table. Now can you give me the output which does not belongs to this set out of this? So we have made the
Singleton B.
exactly.
Singleton B.
So singleton B is not belongs to our set actually. So let me mark with some different color. So all this output when we take intersection of two sets, they belongs to this set except the singleton B. So basically we need to add B in this set if we want to convert this set into topology, right? So that is one thing. What about union? Whether this set is closed under union? This tau 1 union tau 2, is it closed under union?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
it is closed under union. If I add B element in this singleton B, till it is closed under union?
Yes.
Yes.
And okay, and after adding B, whether it is closed under intersection?
Yes, sir. Then it will be.
It is, right? So so note that tau 1 union tau 2 is not a topology. Why? Because singleton B is does not belongs to tau1 union tau2, but it is required for the closure property of intersection. So therefore we need to find a bigger set from tau1 union tau2 which makes the topology. So if I take tau1 union tau2 union singleton B makes a topology on X. So this is a topology on X, and any proper subset of that is not topology. So therefore it is not only one choice for tau, but it is the smallest choice for tau. Therefore tau defined to be tau1 union tau2 union B is the required topology. So is it clear this example? Any doubt?
Sir, but this method is means applicable for only finite set.
Exactly. So what is your suggestion? What we can do for the infinite sets?
जनरेशन जनरेट करना
जनरेट करना पड़ेगा. कैसे जनरेट करते हैं? Suppose I have a family of group. I have family of vector space. How do I define a vector space? Which is the containing all the vector space, and it is actually a vector space. So so you must have seen this definition. Let me just uh, uh, define that. So let tau be the tau defined to be the intersection of tau dash, so that tau dash contains tau1 and tau dash contains tau2. So is it topology? Hello?
we have to check sir the
Yeah,
phi
you're right. So first thing, let us see that whether this collection is non-empty. So can you give me at least one tau dash?
x belongs to tau dash
So
of tau
if I define these topologies on the given set X, so tau1 is a topology on X, tau2 is a topology on X. So what is the biggest topology which contains all the topology?
power set of x
Yes, power set of X. That means discrete topology. So this here we have at least one choice. We can choose tau dash to be the power set of X for every X. So that means this collection is a non-empty collection. And once we have a non-empty collection, we can find the intersection of that. So that means this tau is well defined. And then we can check the all the properties. So for example, does phi belongs to tau? See, so let me write down here that tau dash is a topology on X. So basically we are finding all the topologies which contains tau1 as well as tau2, and we are taking the intersection of all such topology.
Tau 1 contains phi, tau 2 contains phi, so tau this
Exactly.
encores tau this.
So it is contained in the intersection of both. The same way, if I take for x also, that is true. The same way, tau1 is closed under finite intersection. No. So what we need to check is tau dash and tau double dash. For example, two elements which satisfies this condition, then its intersection is also topology basically. Right? So so let us try to prove if we can prove this. So what is the first property?
सर इंडेक्सिंग करने का जरूरत नहीं है इसमें, जैसे टाउ डैश आई लिखना, यहाँ पे एक
हाँ
ही लग
वैसे
रहा
भी
है,
कर सकते हैं, राइट, वी कैन डू दैट.
इंडेक्सिंग कर
So
सकते हैं.
or otherwise I can use some other notation, let us say it gamma kind of thing. So that dash thing we will not require, just we will denote this topology by gamma. So first thing is that since each gamma is a topology, on X, phi and X belongs to each gamma. Therefore, phi and X belongs to tau. Phi and X belongs to each gamma, so therefore it is belongs to the intersection. It belongs to tau. The same way, if you take n elements, belongs to tau. So that means what? U1, U2, Un belongs to gamma for each gamma, for each topology gamma, such that gamma contains tau1 and gamma contains tau2. So now gamma is a topology, right? So since gamma is a topology, u1 intersection u2 intersection un belongs to gamma for each gamma such that gamma contains t1 and gamma contains t2, and therefore u1 intersection u2 intersection un belongs to tau. And third property we can write similarly. So this example satisfies the property of the topology generated by tau1 and tau2. So this we can use for the infinite case also. Okay, and what about the intersection? This is we discuss about union. So can you give some topology which contains tau1 and tau2, which is contained in tau1 and tau2, and it is the largest? So that would be enough for today lecture, I think. So can you give me the topology which is subset of tau1 and tau2, and it is a topology, largest topology? So the topology containing tau1 and tau2 we have taken union. So what shall we do here?
Intersection.
Yes, so we will take the intersection. So what will be the intersection of tau1 and tau2?
Phi x and singleton A.
Phi x and singleton A. So is it topology?
Yes.
It is a topology. So what? So is it always true that if I have two topologies, then the intersection is always a topology?
That we have to prove, sir.
We need to prove, and then you can see that the proof is very similar to, in fact, this the same proof. This proof will work there. This proof will be the exactly that proof. So let's give this as an exercise. So let X be a set and let tau I be a collection of topologies on X. So if I define tau to be the intersection of tau I belongs to I, prove that tau is a topology on X. So first you can try to prove for the two topologies tau1 intersection tau2, and the same idea you can use for the general case for arbitrary intersection of the topology. And since the intersection itself is a topology, it is the largest topology by default contained in the given topologies. Okay, so let me stop the lecture here. So tomorrow I think is a holiday, right?
Yes, sir.